Hello and welcome to Interface. It's a tech podcast hosted by me, Matt Murray, and I'm with, as ever, James Farley. James, how's it going?
Not too bad.
You sound tired?
Yeah, very tired. Just a lot of things to do, and it's been a busy couple of weeks, hasn't it? I mean, there's just a lot of strange things have happened, and
it's been crazy. Like I feel like I'm still sort of coming. The political madness is still happening here in Britain. We've had potential candidates pull out before they've even got anywhere. We've had people making balls ups with interviews with newspapers. It's just been crazy recently. I feel like we're still trying to calm down post Brexit, post E3.
It's funny because we've got a new Prime Minister. Well, we will have on Wednesday, and it's like they keep saying she's been elected. She hasn't really been elected. She's just the last survivor of all the backstabbing.
Last standing.
It's
and every one related to Brexit is now left. It's just like everyone's picking up the pieces. We've had that, and then we've had the Euros, and the Euros is over now. Now to go wait for the next football season to start. We haven't got an England football manager. It's all kicking off.
See, did you find it easy to get into the whole Euros thing after the Brexit thing? Because I really found it difficult to care anymore about it.
I still enjoyed it as much as I did previously. I mean, obviously England were they out, but by that point it was very close, wasn't it?
Oh, we voted to leave, and then
we got kicked out. Yeah. I mean, I'm still into it. It was a really good final as well.
It was not a good final. It was terrible.
It wasn't a great final. It was just good. Sorry, what I meant to say was it was good to see Portugal win, just because I just thought it was interesting, even though they basically won one game in 90 minutes during the whole tournament.
Yeah, but yeah, football season soon, so that's pretty good.
Absolutely, I cannot wait for that. Anyway, but we're here to talk about tech. I mean, once again, another week with almost literally no news. God knows what people like The Verge and stuff are doing. I guess they're talking about Pokemon Go.
I think it's mostly all about Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go has basically saved the tech press in the last fortnight, because there's been nothing happening.
Yeah, and it's not even out here, which is
Yeah, it's meant to be out this week, right? I mean, they said in the next few days, so I'm expecting it this week.
Yeah, and it's funny because I think the American press are doing the same thing, where it's like I keep seeing these stories that say things like the whole world is going crazy for Pokemon Go, and it's like it's not out in Asia and it's not out in Europe. It's just mostly America.
Yeah, it's America, New Zealand.
But it's pretty funny because they've already got knockoff copies of it in China. They've got
really? Yeah,
because you can't use obviously it's not been released there, but also you wouldn't be able to use it anyway because Google Maps doesn't work there. So they've got their own knockoff copy already, which is pretty impressive.
Well, we're of course talking about Pokemon Go, which is the worldwide smash. No, I mean it's the app that's out currently in New Zealand and America, where you basically it's uses augmented reality stuff, and you basically have to physically walk around your local area to catch Pokemon, and you train a Pokemon, and then you use those Pokemon to fight each other. I mean, I've never played a Pokemon game. We talked about this on the Computer Game Show, which is a video game podcast that James and I do. We'll still you can find that on Twitter and stuff if you want. But we'll talk about this just briefly on the Computer Game Show, and I feel that I've never played a Pokemon game.
See, I don't really. I mean, we didn't really get into that on the other show, but I don't really feel that you've missed a huge amount. I mean, I've never really been able to get into them. I mean, They always felt like my first RPG basically, and I don't know, not that fun.
I was never interested enough. But basically, I think I was just slightly too old for the Pokemon craze. I think it hit I think it was basically a couple of years younger than me. Everyone was talking about it, but for my age group, no one was really doing anything with it, so I missed out. But Pokemon Go does look good, and I'll definitely download it when it does eventually come out over here in Europe. Hopefully this week, but we'll have to see.
Then we'll have something to talk about after that, which should be good. I
know. Well, the only thing we've got really to talk about this week is the fact that you've been shopping.
Yeah, and this was actually a bit of a surprise, and actually this has been one of the upsides of Brexit, to be honest. Is because
thank God there is a silver lining.
Well, the only silver lining, I mean, this is only because I've got money in foreign currency, because I used to work in China and we've still got money over there from when I did that, and so I was checking the exchange rate, and I was like, wow, actually I can get a lot of pounds now, for this.
Yeah.
So I bought not for me. This is actually for my wife. I bought a iPad Pro for her.
Fantastic. So, are we talking rose gold? What are we talking?
It is rose gold, actually. Yeah. It's
And how does that look?
it looks, I don't know, it's actually tackier than I was expecting, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you see, the gold I always thought was a bit too much, but this also
fine.
is a bit too much. It's like, I don't know, it's less pink and more gold. It's I don't know.
I quite like the colour. I mean, I wouldn't have a phone or anything in rose gold, but I do quite like the colour. Like tons of people, but basically tons of the women in my office all have like rose gold phones. Yeah, they're obviously hugely popular. So rose gold iPad Pro. This is a 9.7 inch. I presume.
Yeah, this is the 9.7 inch 32 gig. Yeah.
Nice one. Okay, and have you got a pencil?
Well, we haven't got it yet. But my wife's cousin bought two by accident, and he didn't send it back so I don't know why, but he said she can have that one. So this was actually one of the reasons why we went for the Pro over the air, was actually because she was like, "Oh, I want that pencil because it looks cool."
What's the price difference these days of the 9.7 inch Pro compared to the Air?
I think it's about because it depends, because if you go for like a 16 gig iPad Air 2, then obviously that's really quite cheap. Yeah. But there's no point in getting the 16 gig because it's useless, like the storage space, especially with an iPad. So if you go for the 64 gig, then there's still a price difference of about 70 quid. It's still like you can get like an iPad Air 2 64 gig for 70 quid less than an iPad Pro 32.
Do you think, I mean, I had the iPad 1, got that on launch day, I loved it, and then when it came out to getting the iPad 2, I had the money in my hand because I just sold the first one, and I realised actually I don't really use it and I prefer my laptop, so I never actually got an iPad 2. That's possibly the worst time ever to stop having an iPad, because everyone said that from the iPad 2 it got really, really good and multitasking came in and whatnot. But I mean, I'll be looking at getting an iPad back. Do you think 16 gig is too little for the home? I'm thinking, I'm not going to download a lot of apps. It's not like my phone where I'm going to have loads of tons of podcasts on it, and I have obviously optimized storage for my photos. Do you think 16 gig just for like something to sit on the couch or in bed and read the internet and Twitter and stuff, is 16 gig really not enough?
For that it probably would be enough if you're just going to like stream stuff, like if you're just going to do like streaming audio, or because you use Spotify, don't you? So you can use
Spotify for music. I have obviously iCloud Photo Library, but I've got optimized storage on for TV. Well, I use obviously a lot of YouTube, and that's just streams. So yeah, I won't be, and I don't have any music actually on my phone apart from offline synced Spotify playlists. Mm-hmm. So do you think I can get away with 16 gig?
You probably could actually, and they're really cheap as well. I mean, I had an iPad Air like a few years ago, and like when it first came out, I got one, and I really, really loved it. I thought it was great, and I was genuinely sad to get rid of it, but I had to because I needed to fund a new phone. And yeah, it's still great actually. I mean, I still would recommend it. Yeah,
I do. I kind of miss it, although I just felt like at the time certainly I was just much more productive on my laptop. Obviously, these days iPads changed so much that it can be incredible productivity device. I think I still ultimately prefer like a laptop for that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
I would like one.
I mean, like I said before, I mean, I did a year using just an iPad, like for doing everything, like with my work and everything, because I was away, and it was just easier than taking a notebook. But it wasn't too bad. You kind of have to like adjust your workflows, but I don't think you have to do that quite so much now because of you can have like split screen views and things like that. It makes things easier.
So you got 32 gig iPad Pro. What are your initial impressions? What have you liked about it so far?
Well, I mean, the best thing obviously about it that everyone always talks about is the screen, which is really nice because it's got the True Tone stuff, which is really noticeable in a good way. Like the whole how it changes the color, temperature, like depending on what the lighting is like.
Yeah, so that's a little bit like the night shift mode, I guess, but in the day. So
yeah. It works all the time, and it is really nice. It makes things look just really good. But I mean, this is another stupid kind of thing, seeing as we mostly use headphones a lot, but the speakers make a big difference as well.
Yeah. So where are the speakers located? Are they just basically two at the bottom of the device, or no?
There's four. There's there's two on each end, if you see what I mean.
Oh wow, fantastic!
So it's like real stereo. It sounds like significantly better than the old ones did.
I believe these speakers are also rumored for the new iPhone as well.
Yeah, I think so. But there's that, and also, I mean, the only other thing is that it's lightning fast. It's like it is really quick. I mean, especially my wife before had like an iPad Mini, like second generation, and that was really starting to get a bit long in the tooth. And this is like a bit. I mean, she is really really happy because she's just like, this is like really fast, which is kind of good.
Fantastic.
I mean, I'm a bit jealous. I kind of wish it was mine, but I did get the Beats headphones, so that was the good thing.
Like, have you tried them out much? The wireless Beats. So these are the what's the actual model number of these?
Well, this is the deal you get because I've got obviously because I work like university. You get like education discount and stuff, but also they were doing this thing where if you bought like an iPad or a MacBook, then you got the Beats Solo 2 wireless like headphones.
Oh, I have. So yeah, because this is basically part of their back to school offer, isn't it? But so you got the Solo too. So when you told me you got wireless headphones, I thought you got the sort of little sort of in over the ear ones. So you actually got like proper Beats ones, but wireless.
Yeah. And
fantastic! Okay.
They're like,
amazing.
I mean, I looked online. I mean, according like if you buy them from the Apple Store, they're like 130 quid. Like if you buy them new, but then obviously you can get them cheaper elsewhere. But yeah, I mean, I'm more excited about these than I was the iPad, to be honest. Cause,
really?
Yeah, well, because the thing is about it is that they're brilliant, actually. And you see, I've used wireless ones before, but which I bought that cost about 15 quid, and they were really pretty bad. And it like the range was poor, the sound quality was poor. But these are really something else, and it's completely sort of changed my mind about wireless headphones.
You got the sort of the cheapest Amazon ones. Well, I think the ones I've got, but from the discussions you and I have had, I haven't really had the issues you've got. You said you had issues where even if you had the phone in your pocket, right? Yeah,
even before, if I had the phone in my pocket, if it was in the wrong side, as in like the one where the transmitter was, it would often like break and like wouldn't work very well. Also, sometimes they only lasted for like an hour and then they just died. And I was really disappointed with them. And from that experience, I was just like, oh, this is clearly not ready yet. Whereas these, like, the quality difference is so, like, enormous. Like, it's just so much better. You just press a button, they switch on, and they pair, like, instantly, like, with your phone. So, like, as soon as you switch them on at any time, they're instantly, like, connected to your phone and they just work.
Yeah, so the ones I had. So the ones I had, I'll put a link in the show notes, where they were the Mpow Swift Bluetooth wireless headphones. They're about 15 or so quid on Amazon right now. They're £14.93. I've had them for like a year or so just because I thought I'd try out wireless headphones and see what the deal was. And, for 15 quid, these have been really good actually. I didn't expect much. I thought they'd break after about 2 minutes, but they've survived sort of runs in the rain, all sorts of stuff. But and I haven't had the issues you've had. I mean, I've certainly had sort of pairing issues with these, but you say these Beats you've got, they sort of pair instantly and you haven't had any issues whatsoever?
None. It's and also the range is really good. I mean, I can leave my phone in another room and like go to another room, and it still works. It's
that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, this is what surprised me the most. I mean, maybe the signal's stronger or something, but I mean, also the battery life is like 6 hours, which is okay.
That's really good. I mean, again, these two ones I've got, they're only 4 hours. 4 hours are still fine, but they're still like, I do get a bit. I don't know what the word is, but I do get a bit sort of worried and freaked out that maybe these headphones are going to die. And I don't know if you had these. I think did you have the same headphones I had? These
no,
Mpow
I had different ones. I think.
Okay, well these ones it will have like a battery sort of warning, but it's literally about 45 seconds before the batteries go dead. So you don't have much time. It's not like battery's low and okay, maybe got like another half an hour. It's like it's within a minute they're gone. So it's nice to have a warning, but if the warning's that close to the end, it's not really that useful.
Yes, on these ones you get because you get like the battery indicator, and like when it goes red, that means you've got an hour left, which is like
that's really useful.
That's not bad. I mean, you get that. I mean, also the sound quality, like to me, like sounds the same as wired, and like definitely better than the admittedly poor earpods that I was using. Like especially the bass is particularly good. It's these are nice headphones, and it's really converted me to this idea of using wireless headphones because there's just so much more freedom from using them.
So I've been using mine for running, obviously, and it's amazing with no more cables dangling down. Obviously, you got the cable between the two earpieces, but I can live with that. But yeah, it's just I can't imagine running now with wired headphones. It would totally do my head in. And things like if I'm doing gardening, I use them. If I'm washing up, I use them. They're absolutely brilliant wireless headphones.
It's also, I mean, I just like being like now I can just like put my phone in my bag or whatever, which I know this is really ridiculous and like first world problems etc. But it's like my phone's massive and it's like putting it in your pocket is never really that comfortable. It's nice to be able to just put it in my bag.
So I've got 6S Plus, and I don't. I mean, when I'm driving, I'll take it out of my pocket when I'm driving. Mm-hmm. But throughout a day, I'm totally fine having it in my pocket. Really,
I don't like it.
And I wear fairly skinny jeans. It can be, I mean, some of my pairs of jeans, it can be a bit of an issue if I put on my skinniest ones, but generally I'm fine. So would you like be walking out and about outside with like your phone in your bag and then headphones on?
Yeah, because it's. I mean, I've always got a bag anyway because I'm like I'm going to work, so I've got like laptop and all that kind of thing. So it's just feels nicer. It just feels like I've got less stuff attached to me, which is kind of good. Yeah, and also it's made me start using the watch more. For stuff, because there's even less reason now to get my phone out because it's not attached to a wire anymore.
Yeah, but so you're using sort of the now playing screen a lot, I guess.
That and also Apple Pay. Like, I mean, before I used to just get the thing out, but I'm slowly getting over my, not wanting to look a dickhead. And
really?
and using it on my watch instead.
I use that any place I can. I use my watch. It's just so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah, as I mentioned before, I have problems with that, but I've started to get over that, so it's a good thing.
So I've just looked at these things. So you wear things in public?
Yeah.
Like, are they like massive? Because they look huge in the picture.
They're really not actually. Because you see, this is something else I was a little worried about because I just thought I'm going to look stupid wearing these.
You're going to look like a footballer, aren't you?
But no, because they're not like because they're like ones that just like go over your ears, but they're like not massive. And
they do look really nice actually.
And I mean, I got them in white as well. I didn't get them in black because
in white. Oh, yeah, because Jesus.
I know because the black
ones.
You
used to mock me for my gold phone. You walking around town with your white wireless Beats headphones.
Oh no, it is a bit. I mean, but the thing is, I was in London the other day, like walking around with them, and nobody like looked at me like I was weird or anything. So I thought, it's not that bad.
Well, isn't that good? I've just actually no, they don't look so big in the picture. Just compared to a man's head, I'm seeing that. Oh yeah, they look nice. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So you're definitely a fan of wireless headphones?
Absolutely, yeah. If they weren't so expensive, because like 130 quid, pretty expensive. I mean, if I hadn't have got them for free, I wouldn't have bought them, but I'm just really glad I got them for free. So
this brings us neatly into our question of the week. Did we sort of tease this in the last episode?
We did, yes, yeah.
God, it's been so long. It has actually only been a week. So a question of the week we posed last week was how bad would it really be if Apple removed the headphone port? And someone's actually emailed, haven't they, James, which we can sort of lead into.
Okay, so if I read through this, Gav emailed us. He said, "Howdy guys, hopefully I've made the cut in time to respond to the question of the week." Yeah, don't worry, you really did.
Yeah, don't worry Gav, we delayed the show by 2 whole days just for your email.
So, Apple plan to remove the headphone jack from the next iPhone onwards. My response: why is there so much resistance towards this? It's only because the current world of smartphones we live in have plateaued and any small change is given way too much coverage. If removing old technology makes the user experience better, then surely that's progress and that's a fundamental part of technology. If next year's iPhone comes with an almost bezel-less screen due to the form being able to construct it a bit better due to less ports, then I'll take that. Apple will most likely box a set of wired lightning buds in the box, but the ultimate goal is wireless, and this is just a step towards that. I hate wires anyway. Shows you how slow innovation is on mobiles now. Wouldn't be as much grumpiness if this was coming from an Android manufacturer. Sometimes the Cupertino gang pay the price for being at the top of the tree. Cheers, lads. There's a couple of points I'm not really so sure about.
Go on then, what?
Well, I mean, Android manufacturers have done it already. There's a couple. There's I think Huawei did this.
Yeah, I find that amazing because basically there's been this story's been leaked for a while. About the next iPhone having no headphone port, and now I'm sure there's like an Motorola phone that's actually done it as well. They've actually removed the headphone port. Yeah, and yet when Apple do it, Apple go get all the grief.
I mean, it was funny because those Android manufacturers, it felt like they're doing this to preempt Apple. And this is why I said it'd be really funny if Apple come out and they say, no, we still got. Why would we remove that? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I would absolutely love that because it'd just be hilarious.
But yeah, I know it does look like it's happening though. I mean, what do you think though? I mean, are you bothered by this?
I mean, my headphones are one of the most precious items I have in my life. I've got headphones at home, I've got them at work, I've got spares in my bag in case I lose some. If on the very, very rare occasion I get to town where I work, or I'll get near work and I find out I haven't actually got my headphones in my pocket, I will just go to the nearest shop and buy a pair of headphones. I basically can't live without them. They're in my pocket every day, no matter where I'm going. If I'm going to a shop, because if I'm on my own, if I'm with my family, there's a pair of headphones in my pocket at all times. Just in case there's I get 5 minutes to listen to a podcast or whatever. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. So ordinarily you would probably think that I would hate the idea of removing a headphone port, but honestly I'm not really bothered at all. I've used these wireless Bluetooth headphones, as crap as they may be, for the last year or so, maybe a little bit longer than a year, but it's certainly over a year. And I think wireless headphones are brilliant. The charging isn't great. It's a bit annoying. Like I said, that only have them 4 hours, but you said your Beats have 6 hours. I like to think whatever technology Apple does put in, maybe it's wireless earpods, it's maybe longer than that. I'm not sure if they talked about it on Upgrade with Jason Snell and Mike Hurley, or another podcast, but they basically said, wouldn't it be great if they did what they do with the Apple Pencil, where you can just basically take the top off the Apple Pencil and basically plug it into the iPad, and that charges it. Basically plug it in for like 2 to 5 minutes and charge it for half an hour, or it charges for basically quite a long length of time, but only takes a couple of minutes or so to charge. Now, wouldn't it be great if you could plug something into these headphones, or you could plug your headphones into your iPad or your phone or your laptop, and it charges super quickly, but for another hour or 2 or 3. I think that'd be fantastic, and I think that would hopefully get around a lot of the issues with battery life. I don't mind if my phone goes down a few percent in battery, if it means charging my headphones for a few hours more. But no, this doesn't bother me at all. And I mean, if this means, I don't care for a thinner or lighter phone really, but if this potentially meant more space for better battery life, or bigger and better battery, or other much more improved components, I will take that. I mean, I don't really want to remove it on my laptop. I think that'd be a little bit too far, at least right now. But yeah, for me, it's not an issue. Also, another thing is, since having the Plus, and also the many efficiencies they've made, and also sort of low power mode, I haven't needed to say charge my phone at work whilst listening to music. I just haven't. And so I think maybe a couple of iPhones ago, where my phone was basically constantly on charge during the day, that would be a real issue. But in the last year or so since having this, and I guess also the 6 before that, the battery life's been good enough to a point where I'm not actually charging during the day whilst listening to music. So for me, it's not an issue, and I'm excited to see what they do with it, if they do indeed do it.
See, I'm hoping, a bit like Gav actually, I'm hoping if this is like a move towards wireless, then that's a really good thing, because as I just said, I think the wireless is getting there now where it could be legitimately take over. But if they're going to start, I'm just worried about this idea of it using a lightning port instead. It's so, for example, if you buy one and it has the lightning port, and that's like the default way when you buy it with the headphones to use it, because those lightning cables are really, really flimsy.
They are, but there was a leaked picture on Mac Rumors the other week of actually, I might have seen it. It might be Mark Gurman on Twitter might have sent this picture, but there's a picture showing a new headphones with a improved lightning. Well, it's got a lightning port at the bottom, but it looks like a much more hardcore end of the cable. It doesn't look as flimsy as like the current sort of iPhone charging cable.
Because the current one is terrible. I mean, do you go through them? Does yours fail as much as?
I've got like a few in the house. I've got a couple of spares, but no, I mean the one I've still got from the 6S, 6S when I got that on launch day, that's been fine so far. I mean, I've certainly gone through my fair share over the last over a few years and stuff. But the current ones I'm using have been fine. But yeah, it also needs to be much more robust than the current one is.
But you get that. with 3.5 millimeter ones as well. Like the earpod cables that come with that are not that great. They fray quite quickly.
Yeah, the amount of Apple sort of official headphones I've gone through is ridiculous. So those basically die within about 4 or 5 months of getting a new phone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So they need to make them stronger. But what do you think about the whole idea of you won't be able to you won't be able to charge and listen to music at the same time because you'll have your wired headphones plugged in?
See, again, I mean, that doesn't really bother me either, because, again, if it's wireless, then that's a non-issue. I'm not... See, even though I've got, like, this whole wireless hold-on at the moment with this, there is still this issue of just how many things we have to charge nowadays, which is getting a bit ridiculous. You know, there's so many things. I mean, you've got, like, every night you've got a watch, a phone, headphones. It's like, it's getting a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, charging the watch every day is a non-issue really for me, because I'm charging my watch. I'm charging my watch on my phone every night, so that's fine. Mm-hmm. It's more, I mean, like, the headphones are a bit annoying because I'm not charging them every night because I'm mostly using wired, you know, for during the day and stuff. But I mean, that sounds like a great idea if they do indeed do what they did with the Apple Pencil, but for these potential sort of wireless AirPods. Mm-hmm. The fact that you could potentially just draw a bit of power from the phone to charge them would be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind so much if they did that. But I mean, what do you think about this? The whole thing of it, like, sort of being a bit sort of consumer hostile, though, as in it is locking people more in to, like, having to get stuff which is Apple stuff, really. Yeah,
I mean, it's not great. And again, I think as Jason Snell said on Upgrade a couple of weeks ago, like, this is only going to make sense if Apple can actually give us real benefits. And the benefit isn't just, use wireless now. That's not enough of a benefit at all. There needs to be something really tangible. And they could say, we've battery life is amazing now because we've removed that. There's more space, and therefore we put a bigger, much better battery in. If I did that, then I think all would be forgiven in many ways. But they need to have really clear benefits for this. Otherwise, people will get really, really pissed off. Yeah. But one thing I will say is, it needs to be a very, very clear benefit. But basically, if they just put in wired AirPods in the box, they're not doing anything new there. I mean, if they give us wireless headphones, then that's a little bit different. My other thing is, what I would rather they not use Lightning, and actually, why don't they move to USB-C as opposed to Lightning? Because Lightning, I maybe that will, like, go in a couple of years. Who knows? I mean, there isn't a Lightning port on the laptops, is there?
No, there's not.
I mean, obviously, we're currently waiting for the new laptop refresh, but so there's a chance. But it would appear that the rumours for the new MacBook Pro's release is that it's going to have, up to, say, 4 USB-C ports. I mean, USB-C, like, would that be too big to fit on a phone? I mean, plenty of other phones use it for their charging. Mm-hmm. I would much rather have USB-C sort of headphones. Then you can use them in both laptops and and also this phone. Other phones, you're not just locked into Apple only Lightning headphones just for the phone.
But how fast does stuff charge on USB-C?
I don't know, but I mean, a stuff charge is super quick on USB 3, so I would imagine USB-C is the same, if not much faster. Mm-hmm. At least I would hope so. So I'd rather they did that and did USB-C charging and headphones than Lightning, because I'm just worried that in a year or two they'll sort of scrap Lightning and move to USB-C.
But then if they do that, like, now, that's also going to cause everyone to go mad as well, because they're going to be like, I've got all these Lightning docks and stuff like that are useless now.
Well, people are probably still pissed off, after they moved from the 30-pin to the Lightning port. Mm. I mean, again, it didn't really bother me, but a lot of people are a bit more precious and moany about that sort of stuff. But I think if they give us a real clear... I mean, I'm going to get a new iPhone, whatever. I mean, let's just be honest now. I don't think there's not a lot they could say that actually make me not buy a new iPhone. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably going to buy it anyway, whatever, and I'll just get used to it. But it would be great if there was, like, a really, really clear benefit, because I do know some people who basically won't, or are... basically won't, maybe they're not getting a new iPhone, or they're thinking about maybe moving to Android if this is indeed the case. But simply the fact that they're going to remove the standard 3.5mm headphone jack and move to Lightning.
But what if it comes with, like, an adapter, which is basically just plugs into a 3.5? Then surely it doesn't matter.
No, sure it doesn't. I don't think it'll... This is Apple, so it probably won't come on the adapter. It'll be like a £20 adapter you have to buy, because it's Apple.
I was listening to this thing the other day where they were saying, like, for Apple, it seems that £25 is their idea of what £1 is. It's like everything costs £25. It's like the minimum amount.
Yeah, I remember when because I got a car and I was happily enjoying sort of plugging my phone into the car. Then Apple changed the connector, and I had to buy that tiny little adapter, which is like which is a 30mm to Lightning, and that thing was so small. And someone at work actually nicked it because at that point everyone was like trying to borrow it because they didn't have enough charging cables. It was like the smallest thing ever, and it was super expensive. I remember. I don't know, but I mean, so would this thing bother you at all? I don't think it will, right?
Not really, no. I mean, I'm not going to be getting the next phone anyway. Like, it's
really?
Nah. I'm really happy with what I've got at the moment, and I don't know, maybe the one after is the one because I don't know. I'm not.
It certainly sounds like it. It certainly sounds like the 2017 iPhone is the one to go for.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying that they're potentially removing this now. To make way for all the new improvements like edge-to-edge display and all sorts of other wireless charging. They're doing lots of other potentially. Well, there's lots of rumors about a 2017 iPhone, and some people saying that they are potentially moving the headphone port now to give them a space and allow them to build all the stuff they want to do for the 2017 iPhone.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So it really feels like this year is not the year to go for, but it is what it is. Is there anything else on this?
I don't think so. I think that's about it.
Well, thank you ever so much for your email, Gav. I really appreciate it. If you want to email into the show, you got to email interfacepodcast@gmail.com. You can talk to us on Twitter if you want. We're at InterfacePod. But James, you've got this week's question of the week.
Yeah, so for this week, we're thinking, what's missing from your mobile OS of choice? Like, what do you wish that it had that it doesn't have? And so we're going to talk about that next week. So if you've got any other ideas, you can tweet us or email us.
Yeah, so if you got any ideas about what's missing from your mobile OS, you can email us interfacepodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at interfacepod on Twitter. Today, Rovio announced that they're not updating Angry Birds for Windows Phone.
No.
So maybe any Windows Phone owners out there, they could send in Angry Birds. I don't know.
I did see that there was somebody was trying to get a petition together to get what's it called, Pokemon Go for Windows Mobile.
Oh my god! I'm sure both the Windows Phone owners can just get like a 3DS or borrow a mate's iPhone.
Yeah,
there's no need to do that. So the next question of the week is what's missing from your mobile OS of choice. You can contact us the ways I've just mentioned. If you want to leave us a review on iTunes, that'd be awesome. We just search for Interface and we're there. Leave a review. It would be brilliant. We are also on Facebook. We're facebook.com/interfacepod. We're also on YouTube. Just search for Interface Podcast and you'll find us. And all episodes and all previous episodes are on our YouTube channel. For full show notes of things we talked about today, you can go to our website, which is interfacepodcast.squarespace.com/episodes/9. And I know we still haven't got a domain name. We're going to get on sorted. I mean, it keeps me awake at night, the fact we haven't got a proper domain name, but it is what it is. I'm sure we'll get one day.
Yeah.
Anything else to say, James?
No, I think that's a bit. Just thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We hope there's some proper tech news next week. I hope by next week actually Pokemon Go will be out, so we might have that to talk about.
Yeah, maybe.
Here's hoping. Right, thanks so much for listening, and we'll speak to you next week.
Bye bye.